Hey folks, action figure review time. Long time no video. Here we go. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Real toys. NECA, 1/4 scale. Bilbo Baggins. Pretty fucking awesome. Really like this figure. Really like the movie. Like the things that they added in and elaborated on the story from the original book. Can't wait for the second part to come out. The Decimation of Smog later on this year. I got this bad boy at a Suncoast Video. Yes, there still is a Suncoast Video, at least in Beaumont, Texas. Anyway, 40 bucks, 1/4 scale. He's pretty freaking awesome. The detail is out of this world. I really like it. This figure's been out for quite a while now, probably since before the movie came out on DVD, probably, or right around there. Here's a good look at the face sculpt. I think it looks a lot like the actor that plays him. I can't think of his name, but he's one of those English actors and pretty funny. I just recently saw At World's End, so I thought that was pretty good. He was in that movie also. The eyes are really well done. Great detail on the face. A little bit of a 5 o'clock shadowish thing kind of going on. I mean, you can even, look up his nose. That's pretty good detail right there when you start sculpting in big nostrils like that. The hair has phenomenal paint detail on it. All different kinds of colors going on here. Around through the sideburns, the Hobbit ears are done. The flesh tones are done very well. Look at the back of the head. Same thing going on. He's got that little bit of longer hair hanging out, the ringlet curls. And the hair is kind of like a rubbery type material, so it doesn't hinder any of the articulation really. So I gotta say, really well done. He does come with Sting, and fits in his hand very nice. We'll go over that later. The bucket, the jacket, the vest underneath. I mean, he's got the golden bucket buttons that come off. There's his undershirt. He has like a little thing tied around his neck. The shirt's all rubbery. The jacket's all rubbery. Look at the detail just on the overcoat, the jacket itself. I mean, there's buttons there. Look at this, it's all sculpted detail in. The collar's very well done. That detail goes all the way through around to the back of the jacket. Has the pocket sculpted on the side. Also has the buttonholes. They're not open, but I mean, come on. So that's pretty cool. He does come with a sheath in the belt for Sting. That's also very well detailed. I'll go over that again when we go over Sting. There's the undershirt. He has a button on his pants. And the pants are just a good brown. The pants, again, all rubbery. Hides the leg articulation. So, and then here's some Hobbit legs. Some dirty, rotten Hobbit legs. All dirty, hairy. And then those Hobbit feet. Everybody loves those Hobbit feet. Charlotte Fry, I'm talking to you. Look at those Hobbit feet. That's all sculpted hair on there. The legs are pretty much smooth. That's all paint, but that's sculpted hair on the on there with a lot of paint detail on it. Really nice. Bottom of the feet, nice and pink. Does have a peg hole. Not sure why, but it does have one. So again, just a great looking figure. Detail is pretty phenomenal all around. Let's take a quick minute, and we'll take a look at Sting in its sheath. Okay, so here we have the elfish blade that Bilbo and them find in the troll cache. Named Sting. Well, he names it Sting. They don't actually get to that part, but we'll look at it in the scabbard here, the sheath, whatever you want to call it. A lot of good detail on there. And I don't know if it'll pick it up, but there's brush strokes that make this look wooden. And you see it kind of running up there. The silver's very well done. The buckle and the belt itself, very well done. Let me see if I can adjust the light here a little bit and make it where we can see it just a little better. That helped out a little bit. But this is looks a lot like real leather. Very pliable, soft rubber. The buckles go through on the back side. There's a little hole that pegs the belt to the scabbard itself. The buckle, this is a loose piece. We'll go over that here in a second. Silvering on the buckle is very good. And a bunch of freaking holes. Loopholes to wear. I mean, I don't know who I would be wearing this sword, but it was pretty cool that they put that on there. Fits around awesomely good, like I showed you earlier. I had him on the figure, so you know. And this actually, like I said, does come apart, come out, and just slides right through the buckle. Has the equivalent of the little latch for the buckle. Slide through, pick the slot you want, just press it down, and it slides right in. Then again, like I said, this little part is loose, so you just slide the buckle right over there. It tends to come off whenever you're doing that, so you usually have to come back and readjust and snap that back into place. But sheath is very well done. I love the brush marks to make it look like the real wood on there. Very cool. Silver paint is really awesome. A little bit of paint issues going on down here, but that's okay. So let's pull this bad boy out. Pwing! Has the little elfish design that we've come to know from Lord of the Rings, and they continued with the exact same prop. This thing's kind of reminds me of like one of the sturdiness of it, like one of those tooth plackers, the flossers with flossing sticks with a toothpick on the end of it. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I'm not real sure how I feel about this handle being so flat. I would expect it to be a little bit more round, but that's okay. Again, a little paint smudging here on the end of the blade. You can kind of see it there just a little bit right there. But the design, the sheen, of course there's no design on the other side. This just has that elfish design. A lot of little design details on the handle. And that carries through to the other side. So a good little sword, very sturdy. It's not bent at all. Fits in the scabbard perfect. I mean, it's not going to fall out or anything like that. And it goes around Bilbo's waist very well. So alright, let's go into some articulation. Okay, so here's Bilbo. Let's move him in here, go over a little articulation. We'll start at the head first. The head is a separate piece from the neck, but the neck also moves too. So if you kind of put your finger on the neck, you can see that the neck moves side to side and front to back. He can look down a very decent amount and look up. Not really look up that well. Maybe if you force him back a little bit, but not really. But then again, the head is on its own separate on top of the neck, so it's got and you see it all kind of turns as one, but it gets to a certain point and then the head just wants to move. But he has a good range of motion. You can get some head cocks going on, some peculiar looks, things like that. The shoulder, kind of like a ball jointed shoulder, goes out almost 90 degrees and forward quite a bit. He's got the ball jointed elbow that rolls around, gets almost a 90 degree angulation and then straight back out. The hand is on like the little ball peg joint, so you got a 360 rotation, a lot of up and down rotation. Other arms the exact same way. This hand, the right hand, has the grasping hand for sting. Forgot to show you there actually is good detail on the hand itself. So, and on this hand also. This hand has the, I don't know what this hand is supposed to be, but that's the other hand. He does appear to have like a diaphragm joint. It's in there. All this is all rubber, so nothing underneath there. None of the clothing inhibits articulation, that's for sure. So he kind of has this forward and then backwards, and then allows for a little side to side. And I'm not sure if there's a true waist or if that's part of the diaphragm. It's really hard to tell. I'm more inclined to think, knowing NECA, anybody who has the Predator figures, the Dutch figures, and the Alien figures, the human figures, they tend to have that diaphragm joint that allows for a lot of side to side. But I mean, this thing will go all the way 360 all over the place. Now here's interesting, different kind of hip joints. They go out this far, and if you can kind of look in there, let me see if I can get the light in there where we can see it good. I may not be able to. Not really, but the leg goes straight up to the top, so the ball joint comes straight up into there, so it allows for a lot of out motion. Forward motion is somewhat inhibited because of the pants, so it really only goes forward about that much. Let me adjust this light real quick. I've got everything all out of whack. So forward, he only goes about that much. He has a ball jointed knee, which you can kind of see under the pants if you roll the pants up. So he goes forward bends, probably not at 90 degrees, but it's in on the ball there, so you get the swivel around like this. The foot appears to be on a ball joint too, so you get some up and down motion, more down than up, and a little bit of side to side, like for a rocker, ankle pivot type motion. He does stand very well. He's not going to fall over. He's easy to get into some good stances, so he's not going to fall. I mean, you're probably not going to get him in too crazy of poses, but again, this is Bilbo Baggins, not Aragorn or Thorin Oakenshield or anything like that, where you're going to have him doing a lot of fighting. But very cool, and of course, we'll get into some comparisons real quick. So here he is compared to the Hobbit's, NECA's other Real Toys Hobbit figure, and that's Smeagol. That's the Smeagol figure, not the Gollum figure. The figures are the exact same. Smeagol has the more calm demeanor, blank expression, and Gollum, of course, has the angry Gollum face. So they actually fit in quite well together. Of course, Gollum is all hunched over, and he could stand up if you... Yeah, he can't really stand up, but you can adjust the legs and get him in a higher position. But he's always going to stay hunched over, just from the design of the figure. So that's as straight as that's as straight as his legs are going to get right there. So he's not going to stand up perfectly straight. But if you use your imagination and I hold him up, you can see that he's a little bit shorter than Bilbo, but looks way shorter when he's all crouched over. And if they said that Gollum, was a river folk and he was kind of like a hobbit, a river hobbit, so that'd be okay. And plus, you got to remember Gollum's old as shit because of the ring and all twisted and demented and everything else. But there's a comparison to that. Here's a comparison to a Marvel Universe figure. And here's a comparison to Marvel Legends Hulk. So as you can see, he is definitely 1/4 scale. And he's a big figure. So a Hobbit's probably roughly 4 feet. So you figure 1/4 of that. So he's right at a foot tall. He's probably 11 to 12 inches tall. I'm not going to bust the tape measure out or anything like that. But a very cool figure. If you really like The Hobbit, the movie and or the book, or just like collecting really cool movie memorabilia, this guy's really awesome. I think he's worth it for 40 bucks. You can probably catch him cheaper than that on eBay or something like that. So anyway, KJ Hulk here. NECA Real Toys, Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Looking forward to the second movie. Hope y'all enjoy it. Let me know if you need anything else. Glad to have some videos back. I'm going to be trying to do a room tour collection update. I've rearranged a lot of stuff, so got a few more new little things in. So anyway, glad to be back. Catch you guys later.